What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We have our first official pick of the NFL betting season. Our first game that we are going to be breaking down is the Tennessee Titans at the Chicago Bears. Tennessee Titans are plus 4.5 underdogs at the Chicago Bears. Now, I touched on this briefly in my first intro video. When I make numbers for games and I determine whether or not I'm actually going to consider it a bet or not, it's going to come down to the number itself, if there's enough of a margin between the sportsbook's line and my line. And then I'm going to throw my gut in there a little bit and recall from past experience. Think about this situation. Is it a situation that I remember seeing work out a lot in the past, or is it one that I know is a trap, something that looks like it's going to work but probably won't? So in this game, we have our first play. So it met both criteria. It passed the smell test with my gut, and the numbers line up to make this an official play as well. And then I'm going to pull up some data for you here on the side. I have my computer open here with notes, so don't mind me if I look over there. But here we go. So the sportsbook have this line, Tennessee Titans plus 4.5 or Chicago Bears minus 4.5. The line I have for this game is Chicago should only be minus 2.5. I think this line is way overblown. I think a lot of this is narrative driven. You know, Caleb Williams, Heisman Trophy winner, supposedly the best quarterback in college the past couple years, #1 draft pick, a lot of flash, right? A lot of stuff behind this number. And then you take into account the roster, okay? They added Keenan Allen, they drafted Rome Odunze, and DJ Moore, who just signed a big extension. So they're loaded with weapons on paper, DeAndre Swift. So they got a lot of guys, right? But at the end of the day, you could have as many weapons as you want. What really matters is the quarterback play. And Caleb Williams is their quarterback. And I'm not saying he will or won't be a good, great, average starter in the NFL. We don't know. The point is, we don't know. The point is he's a rookie, and we cannot grade rookies the same way we grade players that actually have data in the NFL. Rookies usually don't perform well, especially on their first game. I mean, it could be hit or miss whether or not a rookie has a good overall season, but early in the season, I know I tend to notice that rookies struggle pretty significantly. Let's look at last year. CJ Stroud, one of the best rookie seasons of all time. I think he might be the best quarterback in the league. And his first game, they scored, I think, 9 points, maybe 7. I think it was 9. They lost, I think, like 23-9 to Baltimore. It wasn't a good showing. Not saying he looked horrible, but it wasn't great. They scored 9 points. You look back at, for example, Peyton Manning, one of the best quarterbacks of all time. I think he went like 2-14 his rookie season. I didn't check that, but I'm pretty sure that's what people say. I think he set the record for like most interceptions. So you could be all-time greats. It doesn't matter. You have that. There's a typically speaking, there's a few anomalies. I mean, Brock Purdy's unbelievable, but there's usually a learning curve for rookie quarterbacks in this league before they start to get in the flow of things. Look at Bryce Young last year, okay? So that's my official pick, guys, is Titans plus 4.5. Think about this. Think of all the key numbers we're getting through. If I think the true line is plus 2.5, I'm getting a plus 3. That's a key number. A plus 3.5. That's a super key number. And I know a lot of people don't think 4 and 4.5 are key numbers. I guess it's debatable. In my opinion, they are, because if you look at the natural progression of how points are scored, it's basically 7s and 3s, right? Touchdowns plus the extra point and field goals. So think about all the initial scenarios in the game. 7-0, 7-7, 3-3, 7-3, 3-7. And so let's say a game is 7-3, for example, right? Okay? Now it's a 4-point difference. That's where that key number 4 comes into play. And if a number ends on 4, we get the hook, we get the plus 4.5, even better. So I really love this number, plus 4.5. And I just see value on it. Now, I'm not saying it's a lock, it's guaranteed to win, nothing like that. I just think there's slight value on it. I think it should be minus 2.5. The play definitely can lose. It's way far from 100%. You know, it's probably more like 62% in my opinion. Okay? That's just my guess. Nobody really knows unless this game was played 100 times. But on paper, that's kind of where I have the value at of the percentage of this game covering. And I just want to show you guys, or I'm not going to show you, but I'll tell you guys, I pulled up some data. I just want to give you, I found this very interesting. Some data over the last 10 first overall quarterbacks in their NFL debut. Okay, I want to give you the stats on this. This might fucking blow your mind. Okay, and I want to note I did exclude Cam Newton from this because his game ended in a push. So I'm only counting quarterbacks that either covered or didn't cover. Okay, so I'll start from most recent to oldest. Okay, so first we have Bryce Young in 2023. He was plus 3.5 against the Atlanta Falcons. They lost 10-24. Okay, and they lost that game. If you include the spread, they didn't cover that game by 10.5 points. Game number 2, Trevor Lawrence was -3 at the Houston Texans. Result, lost 21-37. They didn't cover the spread by 22 points. I remember that disaster. That was the whole Urban Meyer era. Let's see what else we got. 2020, Joe Burrow, best quarterback ever coming out of college, right? He was plus 2.5 hosting the Chargers. They lost 13-16, so they lost by 3 points. They didn't cover the spread by 0.5 point. Not a big one there, but we have to look at all the data. But still a loss. 2019, Kyler Murray was plus 2.5 hosting the Detroit Lions. That game resulted in a tie, but they did cover the spread. So we have one that did cover the spread. Kyler Murray plus 2.5 in a tie game. Okay, 2018, we have Baker Mayfield. He was plus 2.5 at the Oakland Raiders back when they were Oakland, resulting in a loss 42-45. Very close game, but he still didn't cover the spread, and he didn't cover it by 0.5 point. Okay, so we're noting how much they covered or didn't cover by. 2016, we have Jared Goff, -1 favorites, hosting the Miami Dolphins. They lost 10-14. They didn't cover the spread by 5 points. I'm a Rams fan, so I remember that era. That was the Jeff Fisher era. He was absolutely horrible. Okay, we have 2015, Jameis Winston, -3, hosting the Tennessee Titans. Result, they got blown the fuck out. That was the result. They lost 14-42. They didn't cover by 31 points. That's insane. 31 points in his rookie debut that they didn't cover by, and he was the favorite. 2012, we have Andrew Luck, who had one of the better rookie seasons. Andrew Luck plus 10 in his debut at the Chicago Bears. Result, they lost 21-41. So they didn't even cover the spread by 10 points. They got blown out. And you're probably starting to see a little trend here. And you can double check this. This isn't handpicked. I literally told you the criteria. You could go research it yourself. 2010, we have Sam Bradford. He was +3 hosting the Arizona Cardinals. They lost 13-17. He didn't cover the spread by 1 point. So a close one there. In 2009, we have Matty Stafford +14 at the Saints. Result, they lost 27-45. They did not cover the spread by 4 points. Okay, so to put a cap on this whole thing, the average spread loss margin, so the average amount over the 10 games that a team won or lost by, was -8.4. So on average, a team didn't cover by 8.4 points. That's fucking insane. That's so bad. That's so piss poor. It just makes me feel really good about my pick. And to make this more conservative, because median could be a safer estimate than averages, the median loss margin was -4.5. So if you feel more comfortable saying the median loss was -4.5, it's still like, how is Caleb, like part of me is like almost like, how is Caleb Williams even favored? But Tennessee Titans are no barn burner. So it is what it is. I still think the Bears win the game, but I think it's probably by a field goal. So if you take this data sample of 10 examples, you have, as far as winning the game itself goes, you have 0 rookie quarterbacks won their debut, 9 of them lost, and 1 of them tied. And Cam Newton, who I excluded, he lost his game, but he was a push on the spread. So these quarterbacks usually don't even win their debuts, which is absolutely insane. And Will Levis and the Titans, look, I don't love Will Levis and the Titans. This isn't a I love Will Levis pick. This is more so a Caleb Williams, a rookie quarterback who, based on the data we have, probably isn't going to ball out in his first game. Who knows what's going to happen later in the season, but the first game is probably going to be a rough one. It's not a guarantee, but it's just more likely. But what I will say on the Will Levis end that I do like is that he actually got some NFL experience last year, so we don't have to grade him like a rookie quarterback coming into this. I only have him graded slightly above a rookie quarterback because it's not like he did anything amazing last year. But I do think he's better than a quarterback that has 0 NFL snaps. So I think a lot of this line is narrative-driven, roster-driven, and putting the rosters against each other, the quarterback's the biggest part of that. And it's not like all these weapons are around a seasoned NFL quarterback. They're around a rookie who still is going to have that learning curve. So I feel good with our pick. Tennessee Titans plus 4.5 over the Chicago Bears. I think the Bears win the game, but I think Tennessee covers with all those key numbers that we're getting in the point spread. And that's it, guys. I will see you in the next video. Please hit the like button, subscribe. This channel is brand new. It's hard to get any eyeballs on it. So if you happen to be watching it, please just hit the like, subscribe. It'll really help me out. And see you in the next one. Peace.